The following program is rated TV PG. Viewer discretion is advised.
Change is something that cannot be imagined by the mind, but seen through the conscious, and experienced by the soul.
So please stand up and let the future know where, not where, but when. If when, then let us begin.
Love yourself.
Is to know you're not desirable to your own kind.
I grew up learning how to protect men who hate me.
Learned how to be the silencer to their pistol.
Learned how to be the revolution spit shining their spines. Behind every great man is the woman who taught him how to load the ammunition.
Behind every great man is the woman who pulled the trigger. Behind every great man is a chorus of voices buried beneath the gunfire. I want an educated woman. I'm not talking book smart. I'm talking sheet smart. A woman who understands the actual purpose of her mouth. In college, a boy said he didn't date black girls.
Like his mama wasn't a black girl.
Like his sister wasn't a black girl. Like he ain't drink milk and fat off a black nipple.
Like he wasn't birthed from a black womb.
Like a black woman's body ain't been for him.
Ain't spill herself to make room for him.
Like exiting a black woman's body ain't a blessing disguised as a shadow.
Like black ain't beautiful unless it's mixed.
To be woman and black is to be magic.
Is to be the witch that wouldn't burn.
Is to survive the white men with their needles and nooses.
And the black men with their hearts in their knuckles.
To be black and woman and alive is to be resilient. My very existence is defiance. But they want a good woman. A silk-skinned woman soft enough to break.
A woman whose vein is blue enough to get into the club. Who knows her way around the inside of a washing machine.
Who's the color of happily ever after. A woman who knows how to burn off her skin without screaming, without making a sound.
For once I happened to wake up before you, so I wanna do something special for you, baby.
Challenging and raising the perspective of the great risk to the souls of the oppressor.
See?
And that because their souls are not exercised, they cannot not oppress. So we just will keep doing it. It's like a firing squad in a circle. We'll just eliminate everybody. White people will go over a cliff to stop black people. And so they will perish themselves. I mean, why do these Southerners, the Southern states are the poorest states in the why do they continue to re-elect their representatives who continue not to do anything for them? But as soon as they invoke the black inferiority trope, either blacks as pathological criminals or blacks as intractably uneducable, either of those two, as soon as they invoke that, then white people follow them right over the cliff. And so I think that the issue for us is to add to this conversation around the myth of desegregation. Can we begin to ask our white allies to raise the questions at family Thanksgiving dinners? What has happened to us because we are the oppressor?
That's right.
What has happened to our souls because we are the oppressor?
We're encouraging them to have these conversations, but again, and accountability with report backs. Yes. Like I know Aaron can speak more about what he's doing, particularly with that of his idea of reparations dinners. Yeah, sounds good, right? And it's working. It's working. And it's a lot of work that Aaron has had to do to move white people to actually do some action and not just be in this white guilt and fragility. And be so bombarded by tears and their sadness that they forget to move, because we have to be sad and angry and all of that, but we cannot stop acting. So what does it look like on the other side? So for me, there are people that, and black people that inform white folks on how to do that work and also holding them accountable. And there are those of us who are actually creating space to have us heal. Because ultimately what has to happen is the same way when you talk about the souls of black folk are in deep need of repair. But we don't even know exactly what it is that we're healing from. So ultimately, if we're talking about moving toward liberation, I have to ask the question, in what ways have I internalized the oppressor? Because as we're moving forward and creating this world, oppression cannot help but replicate itself. And so if we are carrying that stuff with us, we all are, and you all know white supremacy is so insidious, white people don't even have to be around.
That's right.
So we're going to be carrying that with us if we don't do our own work. And this is work from all communities, because anti-blackness is a part of all communities. And there's a reason for that. So we have to create space to do that work, and all of us need to create, and all of our communities need to create space to do that work, and then report back of how are white people being impacted. This is the patterns that I'm seeing. Silence. I'm seeing silence. I'm seeing depression or guilt. I'm seeing hoarding of power. I'm seeing all these different things. I'm seeing the performative allyship in words, but not actually in deed, in giving up their power. So how do we do that? What's the fear behind giving up power for white folks? So those are the conversations that need to be had. But again, I'm going to affirm that is not our job to do that. Amen.
Well,
I want to open it up because we've shared a lot. So if you have a question that you want to share, please go to one of the mics in the aisle and just line up, and we'll take a few. Make sure the mic is on. So it's good to hear from the young people. Yeah.
I was born in D.C., Howard University Hospital.
Wow.
And now I just moved back into my neighborhood in Northeast. I'm still black, beautiful cul-de-sac, all of that. My immediate response to that is resist.
house by house.
What's happening now is, and I know that you know because you got a documentary for it, and I don't know if you were on Twitter or anything, but to be able to amplify how to find out or how to get in contact with you, I would love that too. There was something that happened, and Aaron, you can remind me, remember if it was last year or not, when that bus of developers?
That was last year.
So there was a bus, so what's happening now, if y'all don't know, they bus developers in and drive them all around black neighborhoods. And like, almost like a zoo. And saying, look at,
I said exactly.
Exactly like a zoo, right. And have them look at people's houses and look at buildings and say, this would be great, it's actually water property, it's a waterfront property, you can't tell right now, but just look past these people. Look past this building, just
That's
overhead.
Right. That's right.
And there are people actually living there, but they don't see it. They see property because in capitalism, we're getting value. So that's why we talk about protesting, right? If people are burning down buildings or smashing windows, they call that violence. But it's not violence to attack and kill and maim a body. But when you're in capitalism, destroying property looks like violence. So when we talk about how Jeray said broken windows versus broken spines, that's a real thing. And so what I would say is to resist. So when the bus was coming through, we knew it was coming through the neighborhood. There was a whole group of our people that stood in front of the bus and blocked the bus. Like, those white people were scared. They were terrified. And we blocked the bus and wouldn't let them go. There were some folks that got arrested. And so we understood the risk. But it really is having more communities band together to block people from coming in and taking over their property. So another part of it is they can offer money. So there's a couple of neighborhoods or people that get people knocking on their door like once a week, offering them $400,000 to give up their house. And they don't do it. But some people do because they got taxes on it. But so all these different things. So if we are a community that does not have access to wealth, if someone is giving you this big chunk of money to give up your house, that's going to be worth triple. If you don't have the money to feed your family right now, that looks like a good deal, right? But that's, again, the reason why we have to have an actual community. So that we know that these are the elders that are being targeted and they don't have money for medication, we need to do fundraisers. We need to do meals or something so that they can hold on to their property so we can support them in building their needs. But that takes structure, that takes commitment, that takes entities that have access to money every Sunday. Just saying. To be like, we're building this fund so that we can support elders that need it, that people who are being targeted and taking their property, so we're making sure. So who's giving this bill to Mama Jones? Who's giving this bill? Like, that's what I'm talking about. So resistance can look like blocking a bus, but it can also look like supporting our communities and making sure that our communities, that we can preserve the culture. So the same way how you don't really hear go-go in the city no more. You don't. Right? So why is that? So really being able, and that's why when we have resistance, like for us, taking over 14th and U and throwing a block party and playing go-go loud as hell. You know, to let people know that this is our indigenous music to this city and we taking it over. You know, so there's lots of different ways that you can be creative to preserve the culture. We have to make sure that we're not giving it away. Because if we're not showing that we value our culture in a way that is resistant and that is bold, because we know we love our culture, and we know the value that it has for us, but what is it that we are willing to do to make sure people aren't taking it over? So what sacrifices are we willing to make? What are the things that we need to be researching to know when developers are coming in? And what are the targeted properties that they're looking at? And how do we make sure that we put something there to make it inaccessible or to block it? Whatever that is, that's one of the ways that I'm thinking of preserving the culture is resistance in all forms. Making it uninhabitable. That's one way.
Yeah. And that's another form of resistance. It works fine in apartment buildings where the last few tenants are given $40,000, $50,000 to move out so that can become a condominium. But in our neighborhoods, where I envision two other women who are healthy living and serving the community in a communal house, you know, they will battle you tooth and nail. They will discredit your name. They will wipe you out financially. They will do anything so that you do not get your tenants opportunity to purchase rights of first refusal. And in all these communities, that is one of the ways we can keep our elders here.
It's a system that started in Europe. And it's important to understand that it started in Europe because you have to understand that the trauma of that initial accumulation of land is the thing that is then being passed to us.
Yeah.
Right? Is that they went in, that a class of people developed a system where they could go in and say, oh, you don't know what you have. I'm just going to take it and then I'm going to own it personally, which they never used to be able to do, and then sell it. And that pain is what whiteness is rising out of. And that pain of whiteness is the thing that is being displaced to us, right? And the original settlers who came here were displaced white people, right? Were European ethnics that became white in their dispossession and were sent here. And then America really modernized and, what's the word? When you get good at something.
Refined.
Thank you. Refined the system of displacement.
And Donald Trump's father helped refine it.
Right, by doing genocide against First Nation people. Is that like we created a specific kind of settler-colonial society that never existed in humanity by perpetrating one of the greatest mass murders in human history, and we learned how to steal people's land. And so the same thing that they did to First Nation people in America, they're now doing to black communities. And it's really important to hear how they talk about black communities, because Anacostia is the new frontier. They put signs on your street that say, you're a pioneer. You're going to come and discover
Shaw.
Right.
Discover Shaw.
Right.
Drink liquor and Shaw.
There's literally this like white woman, and like white in the weirdest sense, because she's like literally painted, pasty, white woman with blonde hair that says the Shaw is coming. In front of the only place where they actually play go-go on Florida and U Street.
Yeah.
Shay is coming. I just can't tell. But it is part of this actually larger settler colonial project. And so it's important to name it as that, because then you can understand the tie to what's happening in Standing Rock to what's happening here. Because what they say, right, is that nobody lives here. There's just a few people. It's open land, right, for the taking. Right, like Anacostia, nobody really lives there. It's just a blighted community. There's like a few old black people who really want to be brought into society so we can like buy up their land. But it's also a brutal place where savages live and we need the police to come and put down the people who are there. Right? It's this juxtaposition, this contradiction, these two things that can't actually exist at the same time, that it's both an empty place that's safe and fertile, and we can just come and do whatever we want, and it's this dangerous place where the people who live there are like savages. And so instead of sending in the cavalry, which is what we did to First Nation people, now we send in the police. So if you look at Galway Place, it used to be a place where black youth would hang out, right? And now the police have cleared them out there, and now suddenly you can just kick out all the API folks and just build a development, right? And all you have to do is make all the words in Chinese, and somehow you have like paid homage to the fact that it was Chinatown, which to me is the most outrageous You're just going to kick people out and then just have their language so that you can still commoditize that they used to live here at some point. And so it's really important to see that thing. And it's also important to hold the fact that black people have always been the dispossessed people in the United States. That once we were taken from Africa and put here, our culture has always been a resistance to this migratory dispossession. And so the question is not, in my perspective, how do we keep our culture alive? The question is, how do we keep it from getting erased, and how do we profit off of it? Because if we're honest, black people are going to move to the suburbs, and in 30 years, there's going to be this great new music genre that's like a fusion of go-go and men living in the suburbs. And it's going to be amazing, and we're going to tell whole stories about the black metropolis in the suburbs, and then they're going to start coming for that. It's really important to recognize the cycle. It's a cycle. We can take ownership of it. And then we can realize that they are doing some really scary things on Standing Rock. They are taking people's cell phone information. They are herding people into cages. They are burning land. They out and just burning where people live in the middle of winter. And so when we wonder what's going to happen to black communities and black organizing over the next year, we know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Because they perfected it in Ferguson. Then they did it in Baltimore, and now it's on another level in Standing Rock. So we know that when it comes to DC, when the summer gets hot, and we can't drink our water, and we start to rise up in urban cities, we know what the repression is going to look like. So we have to recognize that cycle, recognize where we are in that cycle, recognize the power dynamics that underlay that cycle, and then decide where to insert ourselves. And the good news, and all that craziness, is that we actually have to do everything.
Yeah.
Right? That we talk about one strategy, whether it's building black people, or going to the table, or building our own, or building a beloved community, and we actually have to do it all.
Yeah.
Somebody has to go to the table and overturn it.
Yeah.
And so that they have to slow down their process and have a new meeting.
Right, well, we have time to build.
Somebody has to go there, pretend that they're at the table, and just be tweeting it out so we know what's happening. Right? Somebody has to go off to a space and build a black base that can fund our work, where we can go to be healed and restored. And somebody has to realize that the big fight is against capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy, and global warming. And that somebody's got to pull all the people who are oppressed by those systems and articulate that future. And we have to do all of it by resisting, by writing, by loving each other, by building a space where we can be each other's beloved again, so that we can exist together through what's going to happen. And so all of it is necessary, which means all of us have a unique, beautiful, and powerful role to play in the resistance that comes next.
Washington, D.C. In 1965. And I came here because I was going down to Prince Edward County to help prepare the black students to go back in school. They had just said that they couldn't take black taxpayer money and just fund private schools for white folks, which is what they did rather than integrate their school systems. I've lived in Washington. I worked for Youth Pride Incorporated. I worked for UPO. I've worked in electoral politics. I've worked in Pan-African nationalism. I helped take over the A building here at Howard University's campus in the 60s, and I am a proud member of Local 32 BJ, Service Employees International Union, and a shop steward. Struggle is constant and continuous until all are free. Community and our ability to live in neighborhoods with people who care about us and will look out for us, people who look out for one another, is the greatest thing. I pick up litter in my neighborhood. I pick up the doggy bags that they don't quite get to the trash can, you know, and others of my neighbors clean out the sewers. We keep the park clean. We took in the park statue when it got tumbled over by a couple of soccer players playing in it until they could fix it and re-anchor it. This is something money can't buy. It's concern, it's love, and it's what enriches us. And I, no matter what level of success or money I attain or don't attain in my life, I am richer beyond measure. Number one, because I believe in a triune God, but yet I am open for all people to believe in anybody and anything. Two, because I know that the District of Columbia getting statehood and self-determination will mean immense things for people of color all over. And I will always be down with advantage takenism by anybody else. And that also means the gentrifiers. You know, those people who want to make a profit off of destroying communities and building luxury houses with open floor plans. God bless you.
You're so beautiful, my love. Oh, ever so slowly, I take the covers off of your body, leaving the sheets. You're so sexy, even in your sleep, baby. I'm gonna put my name on it.
Thank you.